welcome back to RC Icons. So in this episode, we've got a lot to look at. I can't help myself. I say it time and time again. So what you're going to see is, I believe it's 10 kits and 4 cars. 10 kits and 4 built cars, all new to the RC Icon studio. So all of this has come in over the course of like 3 weeks. So my last unboxing video was the uber rare cars unboxing, where I showed you the PB cars, the AYK Radiant, and my second new unbox incident. So since then, that actually all happened probably 3 weeks ago. That all came in, and then in the past 2 weeks all of this has come in, and I've been so busy trying to finish the Ranger and other things that I just haven't had time to film. So instead of breaking this up into like 2 videos, I'm just going to do it all in one shot. So I've got a lot to show you. So this one might be a little bit long, but it is what it is. So first and foremost, people have watched my built car collection and my new unbox video collection, and they've been watching videos left and right, and one of the things I get in the comments is, how come you don't have a Yokomo? My answer to that question is, Yokomo had a tendency to change their cars almost every single year. So yeah, they did 870Cs and they did YZ10s and they did, you know, a number of different super dogfighters, all beautiful cars, all track-based cars. The problem with Yokomo is they changed them so much that I have no idea what I'm looking at. I don't know Yokomo, right? So as an inexperienced buyer, to be floating eBay or wherever looking at cars that might be for sale, I don't know if they're true cars or if they've been molested. And when I say that, I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I know there's a lot of racers that watch this channel. I've got a lot of respect for racing. It's just not the background that I come from. I'm a backyard RCer. I did not grow up with a racing pedigree. So I get that racers would buy cars and change parts based on setup and this, that, the other thing, making their cars compete, and I completely understand that. But as a vintage collector, I'm trying to collect cars that are somewhat original. Okay, so with Yokomo, when you see these cars on eBay, they're not typically original. They're cars that have been upgraded. They're probably better than factory, and I totally understand that, but that's not necessarily what I'm looking for in my collection. So I had to have some help, and Jason at True Vintage is a good friend of mine, and he has a lot of knowledge with the Yokomos, so he actually found this car for me. This is a 94 YZ10 that just came in. It still has the electrics in it from back in the day. I'll show you the cars when we bring the camera over. But this is the first Yokomo to the collection, and I absolutely love it. It's gorgeous. I don't know anything about it, to be completely honest, but from what he says, it's pretty original, so I'm happy to have it. Right now I've got 3 front tires and a rear tire on it with three different kinds of tires. I'm sorry, 3 front wheels and 1 rear wheel on it. The rear shocks are sagging, so the car is going to need, you know, at least a take apart, clean up and put back together, and then I've got a set of white wheels for it, but I really want to try to get it back to what it was as box art. So I'm ecstatic to have the Yokomo YZ10. I finally have a Yokomo in the collection. I don't foresee myself trying to educate myself and buying 6 more, to be completely honest. We'll have to see as time goes on. I mean, I've just got a ton of cars, and I'm not interested in buying every car that was ever produced. It's not my intention. I buy cars because I fall in love with them. Really, that's what happens. So another car that is new to the RC Icon studio. I don't believe I've showed you this car yet, and if I have, I apologize. So this is Kyoto Zx5. It appears to me that this came as potentially the ready-to-run version, not necessarily the kit version like I've got up behind me. Again, this is an X race car. This car is super light. It's got, again, I'll bring the camera over, but this has been hopped up and it's got the 3 Racing carbon chassis up all the way around, I guess. Well, it's got rear carbon shock tower, upper deck, and main chassis. I've got a new in-box kit. I've got 3 Racing carbon chassis for these cars. They come with under trays and everything. This car is gonna, I don't even know if I'll rebuild it. I bought this car to run it, to be completely honest. I wanted a nice car, race car, that I could just go out and run whenever I wanted on a track or a ball field and just have fun with. And that's really why I bought this car. And it fits the bill perfect, I'll be honest. It looks like it's gonna be an epic running car. And I got it for such short money that it was like whatever. I couldn't go buy a new buggy to just have fun with for the price I got that car for. Another car that's new to the RC Icon Studio. So I have the original Volkswagen Cami Mach. I think it's group. I can't remember. The orange Volkswagen. I have that one original. I also have the MO5 version that I sent Glenn. I've got one of those as well to build. Well, the sister car to that is the Renault Turbo 5. I was hoping it would have a date on this, but it doesn't look like it does. So 1/12 scale. I forget what number it is, but this is the Renault. This is the sister car. This is an original. It's got the metal stamp chassis. I think this was like number 29 from Tamiya. Again, I got this car for short money. It's got the original body, the original decals, and the intention for this car is just to finish it and put it behind the glass. I've got the original driver figure as well. It feels great. It's got a motor in it. It is a vintage motor. It's got the white end bell. It's got a servo in it, probably for the mechanical speed control. But yeah, everything's there and it feels great. It's got the foam tires. So yeah, this is basically just a shelfer. I brought this in just to finish it at some point and put it next to my Volkswagen once that one's built. Just because it is the sister car and I love them both. I'd like to find a new in-box kit of this, but I don't want to spend $1,000, and that's usually what they go for. So I'm gonna have to. A lot of these are still in packages, so you're gonna have to bear with me in this vehicle. In this video. It just kind of is what it is. Another car that just came in. I've got a new in-box. You saw this in my new in-box video, and I've showed you another one that I bought. It's sitting next to me here that I was going to build as a runner. And I actually picked up another one. So this is a Nichimo Exceed Pegasus. Rear steer, 4-wheel drive, center diff. Came with a bunch of spare parts, gearboxes, an extra bumper, which is good because that car needs one. All kinds of spare parts for the Nichimo. Came with another manual and parts list. And you're probably asking yourself, Keith, you've got a built one and you've got a new in-box one already. Why a third? You ever hear of an Nichimo midships? Well, that's a very, very rare car. That's an exo-caged car that's a lot like the Pegasus. They share a lot of parts. And my intention is to try to build midships out of the other car that I have. And it's easier to do that if you've got a donor car. So this is going to be my Pegasus that's going to be in the glass. I've got my Pegasus new in box, and then that Pegasus is hopefully going to get converted into a midships at some point. So that's the method behind my madness with the Pegasus. So that takes care of those. Another one that came in, I guess I'll just do this one real quick while it's sitting here. I don't think I've showed this to you yet. So this is the Vigor Beagle. And I don't know if I pronounced that right or not. Right? If you've never heard of the Vigor Beagle, all this is an Optima Mid clone. I'm sorry, not an Optima Mid clone, an Optima clone. It did come with a great presentation. Again, I'll show you this when I bring the camera over. But this was, Kyoto sold their design a lot like Tamiya did. With Tamiya sold the rights to their design for like the Hornet and potentially the Grasshopper. You see a lot of Hopper clones that are exactly like Tamiya cars. Kyoto did the same with Cox. So Cox sold a lot of cars that were even named the same as the Kyoto cars. This one has a different body, but the chassis is identical to a Kyoto Optima. So I've got a Vigor Beagle. Now I don't know if I'll build that thing, if it'll stay new in box. I have no idea yet. I bought it because it was short money. They don't do big money. The kid has a great presentation, so I figured, what the hell. Another one that just came in is Hirobo Alien Mid. Now, I know what you're saying. Keith, we just saw a Hirobo Alien Mid 2 weeks ago in an unboxing video. Why are you showing it to us twice? Hold on. I can't help myself. Hello, my name is Keith and I'm an addict. So yes, I brought in another new in-box Alien Mid. Now again, Keith, why did you bring in another new in-box Alien Mid? You have a built one you got from J Hobbies. We saw that one in a update video 4 weeks ago. I can't even get the top off this one. Holy smokes. There it goes. We saw the built one that you bought. You're missing the correct wheels. Look at that. And then you showed us the new in-box kit that you bought, and you were excited because you had fulfilled both parts of your collection. I did. The problem with that, and it's not that it's a problem, I wanted to build one. This is just like the, it's kind of like the incident situation. And I want one to run. So I'm going to build one of these, and it's going to be a shelf queen, and it's going to go in the cabinet. And the one I got from J Hobbies is going to be a runner for me. So I'll have an Alien Mid that I can go to and run anytime I want. I'll have one behind the glass that stays perfect, and I'll have a kit that will stay new in box. Keith, are you going to start buying 3 of everything now so that you have a runner, a shelf queen, and a... No. Absolutely not. But I did do that with a couple of cars. The Alien Mid just happens to be one of them. So this is the last kit that's not like in a packaging box. Hope I just didn't just rip that box either. No, I didn't. So in my #1 Porsche videos from, I don't know, a month or so back, I referenced a friend of mine who sold me the black #1 Rob Smith in the UK. This one came from him. So this is an original #4, is that right? #3. So this is the third, yeah, that's right, the XR311 was #4. This is the third Tamiya car ever made. So now I have #1, I've got #2, I've got #3, I've got #4, I've got #5. I don't have #6. The Cheetah is #7. I'd like to get that at some point, and I've got #8. I wouldn't mind getting the first 10 new in box, but I'll be honest, this one may get built. My son really wants me to build this car. and I haven't decided yet if I'm going to. But this is an original number 3 Terrell new in-box kit. And it's an odd car, but I like the odd cars. So we'll have to see what happens with it. I'm not sure if I'll build it. I would probably just get one of the re-reads. They just re-read this thing again last year, I think it was. If I was going to do a runner. So I don't know what order these are in. I have a pretty good idea of what cars they are. But we'll see if we can't get them open without cutting myself. I know this one comes from Germany. I think this is a Kyoto kit, new in box. More of an entry level car, if I remember right. That's good, he double boxed it because the side of the box was pretty crushed. Yeah! Sorry. Again, if you guys think I'm a professional, you must know at this point that I'm not. Is that gonna open? I don't know why I do this stuff on camera sometimes. It feels like it's glued. We'll see if we can get it open. That might be the ticket. I can see it. So this is another kit that was advertised as may not be complete. It's Kyoto Raider Pro. I bought this just to finish building it, or build it. Yeah, so it's a new in-box kit. I don't remember what they thought was missing, but it seemed like most of it was there. Brand new chassis, brand new body shell. It seemed like most of it was there, so I'll go through it and inventory it. I have a regular Raider. I've got the almost ready to run one with that's black with the hot pink and green decals. So now we'll put the Raider Pro next to it. Next one. Perfect. Like it when it's like that. Front wheel drive Nichimo Spirit FF. Again, I'll bring the camera over, which is good because we've got this thing full of bubble wrap. I don't claim to be a professional because I'm not. Nichimo Spirit FF new in-box kit. Next one. Another Nichimo. Luminous 4-wheel drive. It's 3 Nichimos. A Nichimo or whatever, however you want to call it. It's 3 new in-box Nichimos. So I kind of went on a Nichimo tangent here. Another one that came out of Germany. The box is like brand new. So again, I'll show you when the camera comes over. We've got a couple more to go. Hirobo Invader. Another 4-wheel drive car. So some different cars in this lot. Some of them you may have never heard of. Oh boy, the last one is a Taiwan Candy Box. Oh boy. So this last box is from Taiwan Candy. It's got 3 kits in it. Only 2 are staying. 50th anniversary black Porsche 934 on the TA02 SW chassis. Glenn, enjoy. That one's for Glenn. Next one, original Fast Attack vehicle. I've got the wild one, but I didn't have the Fav. Now I do. Gorgeous. The box looks a little dark, but that's okay. It's gonna get built. This last one I'm pretty excited about. One of Tamaya's ugly ducklings. Sorry, this box is huge. So this is a Sonic Fighter, but it's not just any Sonic Fighter. This is a Sonic Fighter complete kit. So it's got the battery. It's got the battery, the radio, and the car all in one shot. Sorry, I'm not even looking at you. These kits just have an unbelievable presentation, so I had to have it. The box looks great. So that's it. Let me bring the camera over so that I can show you all this stuff, and you can see why I'm a moron and why I'm an addict. All right, so I'll start with the Renault. So that's the car. So this car is in yellow, black with a white roof. And again, it's the sister car to the Cami Volkswagen Group 3 car, I think it is. There's your decal sheet, original decal sheet from, let's see if it's got a date on it. Printed in Japan. No, it probably does, but it's probably written in Japanese. I forget. So it's kit. So this is number 26. And I think the group or the Volkswagen might be number 25. So here's your car, and again, stamped metal chassis. All the early cars have unique ways for the bodies to go on. So someone had punched 2 holes in here for body pins. I'm not sure why, because the body pin's actually singular in the front. So I'm hoping a decal will cover that up. But you basically lift it off the 2 tabs in the back. These 2 tabs here, and that's what holds it on. And you've got your old style slider speed control, right? I've actually got one of these new in box sitting in my glass cabinets. And then I'm assuming this servo here was for the steering, and this servo, there was a servo that's supposed to mount up here. It actually has it stamped into the chassis right here. These usually just get stuck on with tape. It's funny, the early cars, the servos were just stuck on with Velcro or double-sided tape. There was no real servo mount. And then the body's supposed to mount to the servo, the driver figure. There's a bracket that's missing, so I'm going to have to make a bracket, but it's easy enough. It's made out of aluminum. And then a lot like, they re-read this car. I don't want to say re-read, but they did, what do you call it? Not a re-read, but they did another version of this car on the M05, just like they did the Volkswagen. So I have the Volkswagen. I sent Glenn the Volkswagen, but on the same M05 chassis, and it's got the same ABS front bumper on it, just like this car does. I believe this is just put in place. It's not glued or screwed yet, but you end up having to paint the ABS on the front. And then that's just for the cabinet. I mean, I just think it's such a small, little, cool hot rod car, you know? I mean, the tires aren't even, the wheels aren't even as big as my thumb. I'm sorry if it's not in frame, but So yeah, that's the Renault, and then we'll do the ZX5 real quick. So I got this off eBay in the UK, and the guy had it up for auction. I think he had 200 pounds for a starting bid, and nobody bid on it. Went 6 days with no bids, and it came with a ton of spare parts. It came with an extra chassis, an extra upper deck. The chassis from 3 Racing actually came with under trays. So I've got, I think, 3 chassis and 4 under trays for these cars, and I've got a new box one to build as well. But when I build the new box one, that one's going to be for the shelf. And I wanted a you know, a Kyoto. I wanted a laser I could run, and I didn't want it to be too old. So this one fits the bill perfect. It's an X-Race car. I don't care if this body gets banged up. I do have a bunch of ZX5 original decals outside of my kit box. So I'm not sure if I'll label this up, but it's basically just a beater car for me, and that's it. And then, welcome first Yokomo to the collection, 94 YZ10. Again, Jason at True Vintage helped me hunt this down. I believe this came from Germany, I think, or maybe Switzerland. It's got period electrics in it. It's got an LRP speed control. This takes the saddle pack batteries. It's all carbon fiber, all original carbon fiber like it's supposed to be. I believe the shocks are original. The damper stays are original. Everything is pretty much original on the car. It's not severely modified. It's got all the titanium screws. So yeah, just a really nice piece that I can clean up. I'm going to get a new body for it. I'm going to get a set of decals for it, and I'm going to go box art with it. And that's probably going to be, I'm going to say it's probably going to be my only Yokomo, but you know how I am. Who knows? I don't plan on filling the cabinets with Yokomo just because I got into a conversation with one of the subscribers in the comments about Yokomo. And I was saying it's the most faked car there is out there. And he took offense to it, I think. It seemed like he took offense to it, and I didn't mean to be offenseful. What I was trying to say is, as a vintage collector, I'm trying to get cars that are somewhat true to their form and original. And most Yokomos have been altered because they're race cars, and people changed them for their specific setups. And I totally understand that, but when the seller goes to sell the car and they sell it as an original 94 and it's got like 50% of the car's been changed, it's no longer an original 94 in my mind. And that's what I mean by fake. And then there's another extreme where there's a few gentlemen that are in China that are actually producing plastics for those cars. They're producing chassis for those cars. They're putting them together. They're putting them on eBay for astronomical prices, and they're not real. And that's absolutely fake and not right. So you have to beware with Yokomo. You don't see it that much with other manufacturers, but for whatever reason, just because Yokomos demand a lot of money, those are the ones that people are going to go out of their way to use today's technology to fake those parts and make them today to make them look like yesterday. It's just the reality of it. It's unfortunate that it's in our hobby, but it is. So, Nichimo. So this is the Pegasus that I had showed, I don't know, maybe a month ago on the channel. And this thing's in a state, right? So if you've never seen the inside, there's the inside. There's a dog bone sitting here. Looks like it's the front one for here. It's all rusty. It's got the original Nichimo motor in there. So if you look at this car, it's unfortunate, but the reality is the roll cage is broken. That brings the roof up over. It should have 2 down supports that slide into this roof rack. It's also the wing mount. The wing mount is broken, and I'll show you on this car. Not to get off topic, but look at that box. Absolutely beautiful and perfect. I've got a new unboxed kit of one of these as well, but I don't really want to build it. So when you look at this car, you can see the wing mounts are broken on the back. So the wing comes up right here. That's broken. The whole roof is broken. The front arms are missing. So this is going to be my Shelf Queen car. Doesn't need anything, and it came with a ton of parts. So I've got gear cases, literally old ones. I've got a whole brand new gearbox, front and rear, right here. I've got battery posts. I've got the lower front bulkhead support. I've got servo arms. I mean, just boxes and boxes of parts. This car is missing the radiator plate that covers the motor. There's a brand new radiator plate in there, along with the original speed controller for that car. So this one will become my shelfer, and then this one, and there's a brand new bumper in there for this car. This one will probably get turned into a Nichimo midships. So the midships is a lot like the Pegasus, except for it's got an exo cage on the outside of it. So Jason, again, at True Vintage, bought a midships years ago, and he needed parts, and you just can't find those cars. So his friend Mark in France took the car and scanned the entire car, every single part, and he's got all the 3D files online for the midships. So you can print all of the parts to make a midship short of the body, but it's a lot easier if you've got the donor car, because some of the parts, I mean, he even did like the gears inside for the diffs and everything, but some of the tolerances on the diffs, from what I understand, are so thin that it's really hard to print. So if you have a donor car, it makes the project a lot easier. And this is a long-term project, guys. I mean, Jason is doing a midships video as we speak that will come out probably in the next 6 months. I'm 4 years down the road with this project, right? But at least I have the donor car ready to go. And at some point, you know, it may not even happen, who knows? But at some point when things slow down and I've got some time, I'd really like to explore turning this into a midships, just because you don't see that car anywhere. Like anywhere. Jason's is probably the only one. They don't do a reproduction body for it, so that's a whole nother nightmare. Jason's is probably the only one we're going to see on YouTube, potentially ever. So if you're not already watching Jason, you should really think about subscribing to his channel, because you're going to see cars, like I've said a few times, you're going to see cars on his channel that you absolutely will not see anywhere else. And I know I say his name a lot, but I honestly, guys, he has the rarest vintage collection I've ever seen. Like, as far as rarity goes, absolutely the rarest cars there is. Fav. So I've got a built wild one that came from the Larry Zabotny auction. Thank you, Larry. And I've got a new unbox wild one kit, original kit that came from Taiwan Candy. But I didn't have the brother car. This one came from Taiwan Candy. This was in an auction of his, and I just happened to win it. I told him I was going to win it as soon as it went up, because I've been on the lookout for one. I probably could have just bought it outside of eBay, but we talked about it, and he thought that I would get a better price on eBay, and I did as well. So there's your presentation of the kit. Absolutely just stunning, right? And these are a lot of work. This is like a static model. This car, you start with paint. You don't finish with paint, right? So kit number 58046. So the wild one is number 50. This is number 46. So there was 4 models in between it. I believe the Hot Shot might even be in there. So that's the Fav. So now this one. This box is enormous. You have no idea how big this box is. It's probably almost the size of a Mountaineer box. And you're saying to yourself, Keith, why would you buy a Sonic Fighter new in box? Well, I've got a Striker new in box that's not going to get built. It's just for my new in box collection. I have a Sonic Fighter that is built that's going to get a full restore. I've got a new body kit for it, the whole 9 yards. So I wanted a Sonic Fighter to go with it. If I'm going to have a Sonic Fighter new in box kit, it might as well be the complete kit right? So this comes with the inspec radio, battery, charger, CPR unit, the whole 9 yards, right? So this is a pretty cool kit. Tamiya only did a few cars like this where they were complete kits. I know they did the Thundershot, I know they did the Sonic Fighter, and they did a few other cars where they did complete kits like this, where it was like an almost ready to run, where it came with the radio, it came with the CPR unit and the servo, it came with the battery and just a regular wall charger, and then you have your regular kit on this side. I mean, as far as a new in-box collection and being able to look at presentation, it really does not get any better than this. I know the Egress and the Avanti are unbelievable kits, but to have something like this, could you imagine walking in? I mean, this box is perfect. Can you imagine walking into a hobby shop back in the day and seeing this and not, you know, everything is in there ready to go? You just buy it all in one shot and go home and start building her up, right? And it must have been epic. What an epic time period. So yeah, I'm super happy to have that. I was excited when Kenny had it. I still need to find a built Sonic Fighter from my built collection. He's building one right now, and I may end up taking it off his hands when he's done building it. It would mean me not building it, but I've got enough to build as it is. So, Hirobo Invader. So this is a midship 4-wheel drive racing buggy. You hear of the Alien Mid a lot. I've got the Bearcat, which is 2-wheel drive. They made a Tomcat, which is 2-wheel drive. I've got the Vega, which is 2-wheel drive. So I've got quite a few Hirobos. When I saw this, I just had to have it. And I actually got it for a pretty reasonable price. So the box is a little bit beat, but that's okay. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to build this yet or not. So the motor is not included, but they had a blister pack for the motor, right? So it's funny that they did the blister pack for it, and then they put a note in the bottom. It's a lot like the Avanti from the racing Avanti from '88. So my Avanti new in-box kit from '88 is the same deal. It's got the blister pack for the motor, but the motor is not in there. So this came fully ball raced. If you look down here, all the ball bearings are in the blister packs. You've got your diffs that are already built. It shares the same wheels, I believe, as the Alien Mid. And then you've got, you know, your body, which is, it's just gorgeous. The wings sitting underneath it. So yeah, when I saw this one come up, I just had to have it. This came out of Germany, a seller out of eBay Germany. Wasn't even on regular eBay. I messaged the guy, will you ship to the US? Yup, done deal. Bought it. Getting back over to Nichimo, this box is mint. Absolutely mint, like it was printed yesterday, mint. Nichimo Luminous. Now this is a super rare car. Again, I was super excited to get this. This is a seller out of Hong Kong that I buy a lot of stuff from, and I'm always kind of watching his store. And I actually just got the Volac MS-C3 speed control from him to go with my Transpeed MS 10-turn motor. But regardless, so he had this up, and I couldn't buy it quick enough. He had a really good price on it, and the kit is absolutely perfect. It's stunning. It's so new. And I know, if I remember right, Glenn had done a collection video years ago with Martin in Quebec, and he was looking for a set of luminous decals and wing, and he's been looking for years because you just do not see this car come up. Now obviously he's looking for original stuff. I'm not sure if MCI do the decals, but I know TBG does do the body and wing. But I think he was looking for original stuff. But I just know how rare it is, because I mean he's been looking for years to try to find the parts that he needs for his. So when you look at the presentation of the kit, it's just awesome. You've got your body up top, your speed control sitting underneath it with the original decal set, all protected with plastic. And then you've got your Mabuchi motor and all your metal parts sitting here. So dog bones, diffs are not built. The diffs do need to be built in this car. It's got your original oil and grease, Nichimo grease and oil, and then it's got your resistor plates and your shocks. And then it's got tires. Now they're white, but they're because of age, but their tires are absolutely perfect. It's got tires that are a lot like, they call it super pin spikes, but they're a lot like the Avanti tire, where they're just that real aggressive spiked tire. And then, you've got your brand new wheels. It's just a beautiful kit. It's absolutely perfect. The gearboxes are perfect. The plastic does feel a little bit soft. So if I build this car, I'm not sure yet if I'm going to build it. But if I do end up building this car, it absolutely will not get run. Just because I can tell with the plastics. I'll give you a Nichimo running video with the Pegasus. Not with the not with the Luminous. It's just too rare. Then we have Nichimo Spirit FF. So this is a front-wheel drive car, a lot like the Maxim FF. And so this was a great car, other than the fact that it was a heavy car, and with it being a monoshock in the front, it has a tendency to be front heavy. And the front end it's got very little clearance with the front end. And it wants to kind of drag on the ground. So there are videos of people restoring these on YouTube and running these on YouTube. And they're epic videos. For me, I'll probably end up building it, but I don't know that I'll run it just because that front end is so heavy. This box is heavy. But again, when you look at the presentation of the kit, all your blister packs are there. You've got your speed control up top, you've got your Nichimo grease again, and then you've got your iconic body and chassis. It's kind of pre-assembled and sitting in the middle, and then you've got all your parts layout on the side. And it looks like this one does have some bushes, flanged bushes. I'm not sure if there's bearings in the actual kit itself, but Nichimo, they weren't around for a long time, but they made some pretty cool cars. And they did a two-wheel drive exo cage that Jason just did a video on. I forget what the name of the car was. I can't think of it. And then they did the midships for the four-wheel drive. But yeah, super excited to have that one as well. Just some rare kits, Kyoto Raider Pro. So this was advertised again in Germany. This is like an entry grade car. So this was advertised in Germany, and the guy didn't know if it was a complete kit. But I could see from the pictures that there was enough there to build a car. So I'll end up inventorying this kit to see what's missing. But I think, it's got the decals, it's got the manual, it's got the chassis and body, and then, that's got to be pretty close to a whole car. It's got your front bumper. The only thing I see that's missing are tires. It's got the wheels. Yeah, it's got all four wheels. It's got a Mitsubishi motor in it, not a Kyoto motor. But I'll inventory it. I know at the very least it's going to need tires, but that's okay. I got this thing for short money. So if it's missing parts, it's not the end of the world. I'll source the parts that I need, and we'll get this thing built up to sit with my regular Raider. Sorry for the noise. Just trying to get this last tree in without breaking it. So yeah, I mean, for the money that I paid for it, it was absolutely worth it. It's one of those where even if I had to buy another car for parts to build this up, it would still be worth the money I paid for it. It was that cheap. So this one again came from Rob Smith, friend of mine in the UK, who sold me my #1 Porsche Black and also a #1 Porsche Green. He had a bunch of the first 10. I know he sold his Cheetah already, and I should have bought that when I had the chance, but I didn't. But I wasn't going to miss the Tyrrell. So he had put this up for auction, I don't know, a month and a half ago. And I immediately emailed him and told him I was going to follow the auction because we were trying to figure out a price. He was going to take it down. He's like, you know what? Just bid on it. He goes, bid on it. If you win it, even if it's for the starting price, he's like, I'll honor it. You can have it. And that's just going to be the end of it. So I bid. I was the only bidder. I bid on it. I got it for the opening bid. And I'm excited to have it. And I thank him for selling it to me. So again, this is one of those metal press chassis. Everything is here. There's your 6 wheels. If you ever wondered how big the front tire is on that 4. It's as big as my thumb. So the 4 front tires are as big as my thumb. And then you've got your original manual, original decals. It's got something written in German. I'm not sure what it is, if it's a, it might be a setup manual, but it's in German. I wonder if the manual's in Japanese. No, it's in English. So that's cool. So yeah, I'm not looking to get the first 100, but I wouldn't mind having the first 10 all new in box, and I'm pretty close. I'm a couple models away. So next, we've got not 1 but 2 alien mids. So this is the original one I bought, and this is the one that just came in this week. So this one, the box is a little bit battered. You can see it's missing. So the box is a little bit rough, and the kit is actually a little bit rough as well, which is fine. Original manual, original decal sheet. This car is going to get built for sure, because this will be my new in-box version. So in your alien mid, you can see a lot of the color in the placard behind the blister packs is kind of faded and rough. And again, with Hirobo, all your bearings are included. Your diffs are built just like the Invader. And I believe those are the same wheels as the Invader. So this is going to allow me to build a shelfer and have one to run. So the one I got from Jay at Jay Hobbies is going to become a runner car. So I'll have a runner RCL Incident, and I'm going to have a runner Alien Mid, Hirobo Alien Mid, and I'm going to have a runner Kyoto Zx5, and then a bunch of other runners. But those are cars that I can just go to and run anytime I want and not worry about doing damage. So I'm excited about that. The Great Vigor Beagle. So just like Cox, Great Vigor, wherever they're from, bought the rights to the Kyosho Optima and produced a kit, and that's the kit. It's the exact same thing as an Optima. Chain driven. Chain is probably inside. Same bumper, same everything as far as the chassis, and then it's just a different body and decals. And I'm assuming the manual and everything is underneath. I haven't really looked. Yep, manual and decals are. Let's see if I can get them out. So it's kind of an odd looking car when it's done, but that's all right. I mean, it's just one of those things, right? It's just cool to have it. So Marlboro decals, Playboy. So they weren't worried about being offensive with their decaling. There's your car there. So the Playboy and the Marlboro aren't even on the box art. It's funny, but they put them on the decal sheet for some reason. Maybe they were sponsored by them, or they had an agreement to have their branding on the decals. So I think that's it. That's everything that I wanted to show you today, and I apologize, it's a lot. I know it's a lot for one video to kind of take in, but this has all been kind of coming in, and you've been swamped with unboxing videos every Wednesday, and I kind of want to just put it to an end, to be completely honest. Now, after this video airs, it's all going to be running videos for the next 4 or 5 Wednesdays. So done with the unboxings, and we're going to move to running instead. So I think that'll be cool. Let me move the camera over, and then we'll do a quick closing. So that's going to do it for this episode, and hopefully the unboxings for a while. I apologize if it's gotten a little out of hand. You have to understand that this stuff is all, a lot of these deals were made before I even launched the channel, right? So I launched the channel, I did the new unboxing video, and I had 30 some odd kits, 30 kits that were kind of already, the deals were done and on their way. It was all stuff that I had done deals on at the beginning of the year. Some of it is recent purchases here and there on eBay, but it's not typical. You just watched whatever 5-6 weeks of unboxing videos of probably 30 or so vintage hits that came in, and people say, you know, how long have you collected? And they see the magnitude of my collection, and I say 2 years, and they're like, holy smokes. Well, this is how that happens, right? It's all of a sudden 30 kits come in. So again, these unboxings aren't to boast about what I have. It's just to show you these unique cars. A lot of people probably have never seen some of this stuff. So to take it to the next step and actually build some of it is, to me, as cool as hell. So yeah, I'm going to keep doing it, and I'm going to run as much as I can, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. So I mean, that's really what this is about, is trying to get the collection out to you guys to see. It's got nothing to do with me. So look forward, or look to next Wednesday and the next month or so of running videos. I'm excited to get some of the cars that I've just finished building out for a quick little blast. And then I know we've got a giveaway coming up right around the same time period this video is ending. So if you're not already liked, and if you're not already subscribed and have your notifications turned on, make sure you're subscribed and your notifications are turned on so that you can be part of that giveaway and you don't miss any of those videos, as well as the future build videos coming up showcasing a lot of these cars. So yeah, I'm super excited about it. Let me know in the comments what you think of the new cars that came in, and until next time with the next RC Icon, we'll see you soon. Thanks.